This is one of the thousands of lessons that you can do in standing. I don't want you where you're this askew, that you're leaning on this. So I want it that the chair is here to help you balance, but not that you're requiring it. Is this okay? See how the arm is shaking? So is this, no. I don't mind that it's here. I want the balance first, but I don't want this kind of tilt. Can you do it where this, or is that hard for you?
It's gonna be fine.
So here, let's come off this back one for now and just go flat-footed. So just come back with one leg and go flat-footed. Okay. So feel the difference now? So I'm looking at several things here. First of all, I never want a person's balance to be compromised when I'm working with something like this. But I'm looking to see how the foot holds in standing. So now he chose to stand on the right leg. Most people, the standing leg is pretty dominant with the left side. I don't care at this point what he's given me. I'm just going to go with the right side, because both have to be organized better anyway. Not only am I just giving input to where I feel with the femur, but with that obviously I'm getting feedback on how he wants to contract much more through the front of the thigh than through the back, or those kind of notes. But in general, not that I could care less about muscle contractions. Obviously it affects the skeletal system, but it's not something I work on. I work on the skeletal system, and then the muscles will figure themselves out. So now bring the other foot down. And just relax. No, don't. Just relax for a second. Bring the feet apart a little bit. So now with both feet down, I can feel with how he distributes the weight through 2 feet versus just the one. So get my chair. So now bring the left foot back up on the blue. So when I work with the knee, I'm not just touching the knee, I'm actually going for a very slight torque. I want to be able to eventually take that femur, which I just threw him on purpose, and being able to rotate the system, because that's what's going to shift through or transfer their weight to go up onto the other leg, which is either going up onto a stair or something to that effect. You want the pelvis, the torque, to rotate through here. So, but I'm right now just going into the knee and working with that information. And bring the other leg down and relax. You don't ever want to, this is very hard to stand. See, I can knock you very easily. So stand how you would normally stand. And even just this little bit, you can see how the torque is starting to change. And I'm just going to go to the other side just to show you. See the difference? The foot does not want to swing around the ankle as nicely as it does with this one. So now what I'm doing here, obviously torquing the whole leg, but I'm seeing how it goes down to the ankle. So I'm just inputting just below the ankle. There's different ways of having balance through the foot, even before I decide, or when you decide to do a movement or transfers your weight through to the other foot. And also what's important about this kind of balance too is bringing the weight or back onto the foot. So for an example, if he goes to do a kick right now, he's going to transfer the weight not even over to the right foot, but he's going to bring the weight back. And that's where you want to start having different forms of balance. So kick for karate, or let's say they grabbed the ball in basketball and was coming back down. Again, the weight's going to bear down on the back part of the foot. Not everyone thinks the foot bearing weight is always through the front, but that's why the heel comes out in the back. The distribution is really crucial to the foot design. Bring both feet down. And see just a nice little sway, da-di-da. If I were to go here, you can see the difference. That leg doesn't even know how to sway with the pelvis as it does here. And that's fine, it's just different. Also, what's really happening here is a shift. You can really feel, or I can feel, how the tonus is changing in the sit bone area, in the pelvis. People always think about how the hip joints come out. That's fine, but the girth of the pelvis is quite interesting, especially, again, with the torque through the leg. So bring one leg up, please. This one. I want your arms down, so you are primarily working on your balance. So just there was the first true where it's starting to shift over onto the other leg through the torque. So now walk around and see if you notice a difference between your right and left leg, please. And do the other leg now. Did you notice a difference?
Yeah, I noticed the difference.
What?
Felt like this was pushing down more.
It's pretty detailed. Just going in, it looks like the SI joint, but notice the whole rotation. My left hand's across the iliac crest. I'm into the SI joint to the right of the spine. I'm just going into the hip joint. So I'm looking for that whole rotation of the top of the pelvis. And with this, you should be able to see how the ligaments are starting to pull off the tailbone, if the tailbone wants to stay straight or not go with this conversation. But I'm working down the SI joint into the tailbone. And another way I could do that, if I came from here and just going up underneath with that same rotation. So I'm giving a little bit of input this way, but I'm still, my whole point is to rotate around the pelvis. But I'm right into the ligaments now of the tailbone with my thumb. And you can see too how the pelvis now is starting to shift out over the foot. The changes in this leg are going to be completely different because you've already somewhat organized the right leg and now you're going for the left. So bring this leg down, please, and relax. Now, is this comfortable for you? Because you always go back to your feet right together. Is that comfortable for you? Or is that more comfortable?
I'd say this is more comfortable.
So now I can work right with the top of the trochanters and just feel how he wants to rotate around the feet. So I'm just bringing the right side. It's not that I'm bringing the right side back, it's a true rotation. As much as the right's going back, I'm pushing the left forward. Okay, bring this foot up again. And you can see from this side where I'm working on the torque through the knee, rotating the knee. It's a real subtle thing with the knee. You don't want to collapse a leg. I don't want to push through in here. And notice how I'm on top of the femur too. You never, even if you're working with the most professional person, meaning high-end athlete that's superb, you never want the balance at all to feel compromised because then the learning stops. The brain will always go for balance over learning. I'm not saying it's not going to learn some, but it's going to learn around the balance. And if the balance isn't appropriate, then the learning will be completely different. And now I'm almost, in a sense, pushing down through the knee just so to shift the weight onto the foot, allowing just the brain just to feel that. I'm still rotating up through the iliac crest on the other with the other hand. This is the biggest thing too. People want to deal with a pronation by, quote, fixing the foot. What you need to fix, or I shouldn't say fix, what you need to work on as well is how the foot, A, takes the weight, but B, the rotation through the pelvis is just crucial. So what I'm slowly being able to do, just by this little flick, that's the beginning of a kick, shifting the weight, but I'm doing it as a flick. Again, I'm going after a kick. The benefits of doing this work is you'll never know it, but this is my my oldest son, and this is karate specific. So see again the freedom of learning how to just sort of kick in this position. Have the legs just getting quicker. But I still haven't dealt with the ankle yet, which is next. So quick, bring your feet together and relax. Quit crossing your arms in the back. Thank you. So again, is this comfortable for you? I'm just asking.
Put my legs together. So
What?
you said put my legs together, so that's what I did.
Okay, sorry.
You need to be more specific.
Okay, bring this leg up. So again, I'm not just working the leg back and forth this way. I always go for the torque. So now, walk around and see if you notice the difference. Now, put this foot up. Smack you again. And just notice how I can really start playing now with transferring the weight. Notice I'm not looking for the commitment. I'm not looking for him to go commit to it and then lift this leg up or walk over it. What I'm looking for is, am I going uphill? Am I coming down? Am I going, just the neutrality of the brain, being able to shift the weight and not committing. And I have no problem, and actually prefer by the pelvis changing all the way around down the foot. You're still shorter than me. So now in this position, you're not going to see it, but I'm coming in around the chest and just dancing with him. Again, I want his system to be secure. And now walk around and see if you notice a difference. Do you notice the difference?
No, it feels just like kind of like this again.
Okay. So now, other foot up again, this one. And again, I'm just working on the sway of going up and over. And now walk around. And now I'm just seeing how he rotates through the ankles and through the pelvis. Just remember, I can drop your drawers in 3 seconds and it'll be on the camera. Stop it. So now look right, look to the right, and look to the left, and look to the right, and look to the left. Look at me. Look at me. Thank you. Relax. So now I want to see if this is better. I'm putting this, so can we put one foot up on the, in front of you, and then the other one coming back. Find a happy place for your feet. Is that good for this foot? And now I'm just changing the surface and I'm waiting for him to get okay with it. And I'm dealing with a 12-year-old here, so it's not like I'm doing this necessarily with a 70-some-year-old person. Not that that would be a problem. And I have absolutely no problem if he plays around with his feet on the surface. Most kids actually really want to do that once they start getting much more better at it. Or I should say that they know what's expected. Gordon. So actually that's a good idea. Can you go this way on both of them? I didn't plan this into my lesson. I didn't plan any of this lesson. I always quote wing it. Yes, obviously I have enough experience of working with people that I have enough tricks up my sleeve, but every lesson that I do is for that person, nobody else. Doesn't it remind you in the Karate Kid, where he's on the tip of the boat? First must learn balance. So now just with that, walk around and see if that foot's different, and then I'll... And again, I'm doing the torque. I'm not just pushing them side to side, it's that torque. I'm about to kick you.
How do you kick me like that?
Slow-mo. That way.
I wonder if you're going to be showing that on YouTube or something.
I have all intentions of it. you have balance in the rotation of the pelvis, you should be able to kick in absolutely any position, by the way.
So I can kick my knee butt to kick it on.
So now put the other foot, this foot on the roller. There you go. But the roller part now, I want you to control a bit, so don't let me just push you off. So stand on this foot and just play, in a sense, with the roller with the right foot. The bearing weight should be on this, on your long leg.
Oh, that didn't work out.
So remember, the bearing weight is back here. Bearing weight, you're just playing with this foot, not loading weight up onto the roller, okay? Yeah, see how that's getting easier? Go get it.
Oh, so now you're having me getting it?
I'm just not
I'm
gonna-
the one having the lesson. Do you do this to all your clients or something?
No, step on this one first, dude, okay?
Still works.
Okie doke. Walk around and reverse feet.
Yeah, but this will be in the entire horse.
Remember now, bear weight down on this foot.
I am.
Feel how you're bearing weight though, all the way down through here versus part of the foot. There you go, that's a bit better.
That's so funny.
The fact that you look like me. So now walk around and follow me, fall that way.
Aww.
I will hold on to the chair until you master this one.
foot or something?
What?
Am I crushing your foot or something?
No.
I don't know. Just wondering.
Okie dokie. Get down carefully.
What?
We're done. Good job. Walk around, see how that feels.